friends. This is Kristen, Redman, and today we're going to go over the planetary aspects that are going to be making the biggest impacts for you in this really important year of 2018. One of the main things that's happening for you, and you've already started to feel it shifting under your feet, is your home ruling planet of Saturn has returned to you after 30 years. It's been since 1988 since it's been there. And as a result, it's bringing a lot of stability in your life in areas where you need it the absolute most. So let's get into this as we go into this new era. Truly, this is a new era for you, and you start a new 30-year cycle for yourself moving forward. And a lot of it comes from being responsible for yourself and the people around you in new ways. So let's get right into it, starting with money. Capricorn money for 2018. Now, what's going to be interesting with that is that Mars is going to be stuck in Aquarius for 6 months out of the year. So Mars is the engine that makes things go, and it's the things that make them happen, okay? Now, when it goes retrograde and it stays stuck in a sign, kind of irritates Mars, because Mars is used to going in a sign every 6 weeks, and it's going to be stuck in Aquarius for 6 months. And where that's going to be stuck for you is in the area of finances, unfortunately. As a result of that, now I'm not saying that you're going to lose all your money or anything. It's nothing like that. What it's doing is that it's trying to get you to step back and reassess what it is you do, what you actively do to make the money in your life, and what you need to do for greater happiness to bring in more money. Maybe you need to get a little more confidence to demand that raise. Maybe you need to get the confidence to get a new job, right? You tie so much of yourself into the career that you have. So, of course, it's going to require you a lot of thought to decide if you're going to start a new career, if you're going to start a new job, if you're going to ask for a raise. And this is the time frame that you're really going to go within and ask yourself those questions as Mars retrogrades from June 26th until August 26th of this year. As a result, don't be surprised if there's delays in money in that time frame as well. Things aren't coming through as quickly. They're not happening as fast. What it's doing is it's digging deep within to ask, what is it that you do want? And what is it that you need to do moving forward? Another thing that it could be asking you too, because it's the shadow side of Mars, is impulsiveness. Have you been impulsive with your money in the past, and you need to learn where to rein that in? You got that Saturn that's naturally your ruler as a Capricorn, trying to rein you in areas, right? We come to this life and we incarnate as a sign for one reason or another. Either we need to develop the qualities of that sign, or we need to share those qualities of the sign. So either you came to this earth to be a Capricorn to work hard, and because that's the sign of it, you're working hard and you're being self-disciplined and you're radiating all these qualities that you work so hard to do and to emulate for the world around you, and to be a public figure in the world around you to show good stability and structure. Or you've incarnated this lifetime to learn how to be that self-disciplined person that is the leader and the ruler and the root and the foundation and the structure. So it's one or the other in astrology, right? And those things kind of come to the forefront as well as Mars goes stuck into that Aquarius over the several months out of this year, really helping you to look at your finances in different ways and to see where maybe you need to adjust it accordingly to make what it is you do want. But the thing is, too, with that, not only are we reassessing what it is that we do, but the eclipses that are happening this year are activating cycles of new beginnings for you in terms of money and how you make that money. All right. So not only do you have Saturn coming into your sign after 30 years, where it's really going to stabilize things for you in terms of your career, pushing you to what your soul is meant to do this lifetime as a Capricorn, but you also have these eclipses of new beginnings that are happening throughout the year, creating these little windows, periods of time where, totally fated opportunities come through for you to really seize them, if you see them for the blessings that they are. Listen, let's pay attention here for the dates. Get your pen ready. January 31st, February 16th, July 28th, and August 11th. These are the eclipses that are going to be really shifting and changing things in the world of finances for you. So pay attention to what's happening in those time frames, okay? Because totally right for you, opportunities are coming through at that time. Let's move to love. Okay, we've talked about money. Let's talk about love now for our Capricorn friends. Mercury retrograde has you looking a lot to your communication style. Let me tell you what. As a Capricorn, a lot of times what you will do is create walls, okay? Because that's what you do. That's what Capricorn's about, is setting boundaries, right? That's where that self-discipline is. That's where you're setting boundaries with yourself, but you also set boundaries with others. Now, when Capricorn gets a little over the top with it, those barriers get high and you got some walls for people to climb. You build walls up where there don't need to be walls, maybe sometimes, right? And you don't communicate things as well. Just saying. Mercury retrograde this year, the planet of communication. Retrogrades in these areas in your chart that directly involve how you communicate those thoughts and those walls, and allow those walls to come down at times so you can really verbalize what it is you want. Okay. Huge stuff for that happening in terms of communication for you this year. Things really shift and change in that way. So then in July, we have an eclipse here, which really starts a karmic cycle over the next 18 months for you in terms of really moving into what your life's purpose is meant to be. A lot of visualizing that, actualizing that, talking about that, communicating about that, maybe learning some new things and going to school or taking some seminars or classes or something that needs to happen for you to get to that point so you can start doing this new role in here, because that eclipse cycle is really opening up that opportunity for you to be able to do that. And it's readying your mind too, so you can retain all this new information as well moving forward. So let's move on to the next thing, because this is all about happiness, right? That was what 2017 was about, was pushing us out of things, and sometimes the universe threw us into things to make us focus on our happiness more so. This is the year where we really start to heal and get solid ground to us for those changes. Now for you, one of the major things that has been happening over the past several years since 2010 is you've had Uranus, the planet that's brought some chaos and change and radical change to you, has happened in your fourth house of home and family. So a lot of changes have been happening for you since 2010 in regards to that. Now, it moves out of that fire sign of Aries and it's moving into Taurus in May. It hasn't been there for 84 years. So Uranus has never moved into your fifth house. Fifth house rules children, romance, and all things that make you happy. And as Uranus moves into them, what it's trying to do is tell you, I'm trying to inject some electricity in these areas of your life, okay? I'm trying to bring new things for you in these areas of life. So expect the unexpected when it comes to romance. Expect the unexpected when it comes to children, okay? Some weird little flips and flops and changes may happen with that. Expect the unexpected when it comes to things that bring you joy and happiness, because the universe is going to bring you things that will help you realize what you truly need to be happy deep within. All right. A lot of it's going to start in May. You're going to see some shifting and changing happening there. So watch out. Not watch out. I'm not just like ominous warning there or something, but just keep an eye out for some interesting things to come through in those areas for you over the next several years. Now, one of the areas that is huge for all of us this year is the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is the death and rebirth cycles that happen in our life. Now, Jupiter has moved into Scorpio. That started 10/10 of last year. And as it does, it tries to bring immense healing and transformation to the areas that 2017 initiated new beginnings and these endings too. Now, as Jupiter tours through Scorpio throughout this year, the biggest area that it's trying to heal things for you, my Capricorn friends, is in the 11th house of friends and the networks that you surround yourself with. So let's say you moved on from a job and you're going into a job where there's new people around you. God is aligning you with the new network of people to help you better for where you are now in your life. Maybe there's some healing that needs to happen in your group of friends, especially if these are friends of yours that you carried from childhood, because a lot of what's happening this year centralizes around an eclipse that happens in Cancer, which has a lot to do with our childhood and our home and our family. If these are people that are family to you because they've been around since childhood, there's some major healing and shifting happening for you as well in this time frame. So let's dig in a little bit deeper here for specific birthdays and see what aspects are out there that are going to be impacting certain birthdays a little bit more than others. Now, this is a general term for Capricorns in general, but if you want to tune into what your chart says, where the healing of Scorpio, Jupiter is happening, if you want to see where the stability of your home planet coming back to Capricorn, Saturn is trying to stabilize things in your life, if you want to see where the communication needs to open and increase as these retrogrades happen, contact me. I do my yearly charts, my New Year charts for $77 every year. It's my New Year's special. It's like the only special I run really throughout the year. And it helps you get greater understanding of who you are, where you're at, and what is happening in your chart specifically. But as a general rule of thumb right now, these are birthdays for the Capricorn area and how you're being impacted by certain planets this year. If your birthday is from January 2nd through the 7th, Neptune is going to be making a really fantastic connection to your sun. Now, what Neptune is trying to do is push you outside of that earthy-minded self, the Capricorn self. Did you know that as a Capricorn, you are the oldest of the souls that are on this planet Earth? You have incarnated so many dang times that this is probably your last lifetime. I'm telling you what, it's like legitimate. You are the wisest of all the souls. And this is here where your spirituality comes to the forefront again. You start to connect with that. You start to see those esoteric messages coming through, those forgotten Akashic records of your past lives. They come through. Listen to your dreams. Listen to the repetitive signs that are coming through to you, because there is something talking to you, trying to help guide you to greater levels of happiness. And a lot of it comes through your reconnection with your spirituality. If your birthday is January 8th through the 12th, this is a year where Pluto is aligning with your sun. This is a once in a lifetime event that happens. So for you, this is probably one of the most transformative years that you will find you've ever encountered in your life. Okay. A lot is trying to stabilize for you, my friend. Okay, even as somebody that's got a birthday within a couple of days of this, okay, so I'm even going to go like January 6th, like January 15th in this time frame right here. If you are in this time frame, this is a big year of transformation, because that's what Pluto does, is it transforms things, it heals things, and it makes them better. Better is what it's trying to do here. So what's going to happen as a result? This is going to be a year where you are digging deep within yourself, getting to the root of who you are, finding hidden fears and hidden talents that emerge and push you to being the true authentic self that you really truly are. But a lot of wonderful transformation. You are definitely the snake that is shedding some old skin this year. And in the process, know that you have amazing angels around you. Just as I said with those you are still that same Capricorn that's wise beyond your years, because you've seen so much through previous lifetimes. You can really harness that energy as well this year as you move forward into where your soul is intended to be now and over the next 30 years. If your birthday is January 14th through the 20th, oh by golly, my gosh, this is a good one. You've got Uranus making a good connection to your sun, to you this year. And let me tell you what Uranus does. It makes you want to be liberated and freed in so many ways. And what it's trying to do is liberate you, letting go. It's that same kind of thing, like with the snakes, shedding that skin. You really did last year is what happened. That snake has emerged, and now you are ready to take on that next phase. This is a year where your needs, your greater desire to have the real true you emerge is going to be pushing you always, constantly. So you will have erratic thought process, amazing ideas that come to you, brilliant flashes of insight. You're going to be hearing messages, seeing signs. The universe is working very, very well with you this year. So just keep an eye out for that. One other thing to keep an eye out for, because this is Uranus, it can bring things through so unexpectedly. So keep an eye out for that. But no matter what Uranus brings you, good or bad this year, whatever it does, it's ultimately going to be something that fits you better for who you are now. So let's call on Archangel Azrael as we pull a card here and see what her insight is. Archangel Azrael is your angel as a Capricorn. She is the angel of death. She comes to get us when it's time to cross over to the other side. She is the angel of grief, and she helps people in times of transition in their life. Whatever they're leaving behind to move on to the next one. She's the one that heals everybody that's involved and helps us move forward into the future without looking back to the past too much. So let's call on Archangel Azrael and see what her words of wisdom are for her amazing, wonderful Capricorn, hard-working friends that we have here. One more time. Hold on. Nope, I gotta do it again. Sorry. As I shuffle this, I keep thinking about reminding you about Saturn coming home to your sign, that your responsibilities may be increased. And for some Capricorns, that may be extremely difficult because you didn't necessarily incarnate this lifetime with that gung-ho to take care of things. That's one of the main things you're supposed to learn this lifetime. So there could be a lot of difficulty involved with that too, she's telling me. Know that you're protected, and this is ultimately going to mature you in ways to being the Capricorn sun you're meant to be. I have to say that. I'm very sorry. That just came out for some specific Capricorn there. Whoop! Here's the card. It jumped out. Oh, I love it. I love this. I love this on so many levels. This is the card, the Magician. And what this card means in the deck of tarot is that you have the ability to manifest anything in this life that you want. 2018 in numerology is an 11 year. 11 is the master manifester. It's the master number known as the master manifester. And what that means is that our thoughts create our reality. Okay, you have a capacity to do that even more so this year, to make life what it is you want. This is a card that says it's almost like you're a magician and you can touch anything and make it as you need it to be, as long as your thoughts are in the right place, right? You think negative, you're going to bring negative in. You think positive, and you're going to attract more of that. And Archangel Raziel and Azrael, isn't that funny how they both sound alike, are going to help you with that as well. You are ready. They're also saying that, my goodness gracious, this phase, this next 30-year cycle phase in your life, you are ready for this. And you have the resources and the ability to manifest anything you want in this life. Life is magical, and it certainly is. I definitely agree with that one as well. So, my Capricorn friends, know that you have a wonderful period ahead of you in the next 3 years, okay? And things will stabilize where they haven't before, and you're going to be able to be more you and more happy in that process moving forward. So thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful and blessed 2018. Bye.